everyone. So I want you to kind of play a little game with me. I'm going to walk you through some scenarios and I want you to kind of think about how you would react if this was you. So, for those watching and don't know me, my name is Kirsten and I am a money mindset coach, which just means that I help women, particularly women of color, change their mindset around money, how they interact with money, what they think about money, and how they feel about money, so that they can live a life of financial freedom and financial prosperity. So, first scenario one, I want you to think about when you receive money. How do you feel? What are your thoughts when you receive money? Are you already thinking about, do you feel anxious and thinking about all the bills that you have to pay, where your money has to go? Do you kind of feel a little bit carefree with the money and you just go out and spend it and you kind of do whatever you want with it? Do you hoard the money? Do you hold on to it as if it was like the last coffee bean in a caffeine-free world? Think about that. You can pause this video if you need to and really think about when you get that Venmo, when you get that paycheck, when you get that direct deposit. A lot of the times we feel relieved because we're like, woo, money, woohoo. But then there's usually some thoughts that follow. There's usually some feelings that follow those first initial thoughts. Scenario two, I want you to think about if someone was like, you're awesome. I know that you need some money right now. Maybe you don't, but I still want to just give you $5,000. There you go. $5,000. $5,000 just dropped into your account. What would you do? How would you feel? What would you think? I mean, you'd probably be like, whew, thank the Lord. I got some extra money, which is great. But then after you kind of felt relieved, what would be your next thoughts? Would you feel anxious of like, okay, what do I do with this money? Would you feel scared because you wanted to be careful with it because you didn't want the money to run out? All those thoughts and feelings are common, but not necessarily normal. They're common because one, many people think that, and two, it's something that you probably have been thinking and feeling for many years. When I moved abroad and I became like a digital nomad, and my income went from like a 9 to 5 job that I have when I was living in the States to very kind of inconsistent and up and down. And before I kind of figured out how to create consistent income as a digital nomad, I had two kind of mindsets around my money. When I would get a large sum of money from clients, from working, I would feel anxious and nervous of like, oh my goodness, okay. I would feel relieved, yes, but then I would start to worry. I would start to like be very careful, and I would like not want to spend it because I was so worried that it would run out, that I was overly cautious with my money, which meant I wasn't enjoying my money. I wasn't enjoying my life to the fullest capacity because I was so worried about not overspending and not underspending. Because yes, underspending is a thing. And then when there was times when, the cash flow wasn't as consistent, I would be like, psh, whatever. I would still go out and do things. I would travel because I had this mentality of like, well, figure it out. It's kind of a mind trick, that my mind would play with me of like, I would feel less comfortable with more money and then more comfortable with less money. It kind of doesn't balance out. And it wasn't until I realized that and made that shift that I was able to start feeling good about my money. I was able to invest my money in things that I actually wanted to spend in, and I wasn't compromising my life because of the money that was in my account. So here's the trick, here's the secret. You have to start being happy with whatever number is in your account. You don't have to settle for that. Obviously, if you have like $5 in your account, you don't have to like settle and just be like, whatever. Like, it's, I have $5 in my account. Woohoo, I'm a rock star. You don't have to do that, but you just have to understand that you are where you are. And it's not a bad place and it's not a good place, but you are where you are, and honor that. And wherever you are, if it's not where you want to be, you still have to vibrate. You still have to feel and have the energy of where you want to be. I think a lot of the times we have this misconception of the wealthy or people that are rich. And not saying that every rich person does this, but I think that the perception is like when you get a lot of money, you see, quote unquote, wealthy people or rich people, buying $10,000 purses and, spending $5,000 on a meal, or spending, $2,000 on a hotel stay, which may or may not be true. But you have to think about, one, some people that are doing that are not behaving like a wealthy person. Because those that are wealthy, those that can maintain their wealth and sustain their wealth and increase their wealth, they are conscious of how they spend their money. They know exactly where their money is going. They know that they can spend $10,000 on a hat because they know that they might have like $100,000 coming in. So the first thing to do, if you're noticing that you have this anxiety around receiving money, and if you want to change that, is just to start being, the magical word, aware. Be aware. And take a moment and to kind of ask yourself why. Why are you feeling anxious? Why do you feel like you have to spend your money right away when you receive it? Why do you feel like you have to hold on to it? And if you're telling yourself, I'm holding on to it because I don't know when more is going to come, you do. You do. That's just something you have to figure out. So try this out. Try this awareness out. Really ask yourself, write it down, take a mental note. When you receive money, ask yourself how you feel and why. And if you want more help with this process, if you ask yourself these questions and you hit a wall or you hit a breakthrough, let me know. You can leave a comment or you can message me, and I would love to help you through this process.